Hi there, and welcome to another Papetti Math YouTube video tutorial where I'm going to be teaching you, yes you, Algebra 1. And in this video, we're going to continue on our lesson on what is a function. And if you haven't watched the videos from exercises 1 through 3, I suggest you go back and catch up in order to get to this point. Otherwise, we're ready for exercise number 4, where it says to examine the tables below. Determine which tables represent functions and which tables do not. So if we remember from exercise number 3, we were looking at a set of points. And very similar to how the set of points worked to determine if it was a function is the same way how a table is going to work. We're going to look at each input and see if that input has only exactly one output. So let's start with -5. -5 is the input. This x value is our input. Y is our output. So -5 has an output of 7. I don't see any other -5s leading anywhere else, so this is okay. -2 has an output of 0. I don't see any other -2s as inputs, so this is exactly one output right there. 4 has an output of 9, but 4 also has an output of 12. 4 is the same as 4, so this is like saying 4 has an output of both 9 and 12. That's two different outputs for the same input. That's not a function. That's not allowed. We cannot have that in a function. In a function, each input can only have exactly one output. In this case, 4 has two outputs, different outputs. In part B, we have -10 has an output of 8, and there's no other -10s as inputs, so we're good there. 0 has an output of -9. There's no other zeros as inputs, so that's good as well. 20 has an output of -18. I don't see any other 20s as inputs. And finally, 40 has an output of -40. And again, I don't see any other 40s as our input. So this is a function because each of these inputs have exactly one output. And finally, in part C, we have our inputs and our outputs. And let's go down. We have 0 has an output of 8. No other zeros leading anywhere else. 2 has an output of 8. There's no other 2s. 4 has an output of 8. There's no other 4s. And 6 has an output of 8. That's okay that 4 different inputs lead to the same output. It would not be okay if the same input led to 4 different outputs. We see the difference there. It's like 4 people could have the same birthday on the 8th of May. But one person cannot have 4 different birthdays. Does that way make sense? Where the people are in the first column, the birthdays are in the second column. Maybe that's how we could think about it if we're ever confused. Because it's perfectly okay for each of these inputs to have exactly one output. So this is indeed a function because each input has exactly one output. So at this point, we've looked at 3 tables, and we were able to determine if those tables were functions or not. And if this video helped you to look at a table and determine whether it was a function or not, give this video a thumbs up to let me know that I helped you out. Now you're ready for exercise number 5, and you can click on the link in this video to get to exercise number 5. Thank you for watching.